Crying is one of the most familiar human experiences, and one of the most mysterious. We cry when we're overwhelmed with grief, when we're moved by beauty, when frustration spills over, and sometimes when we don't fully understand why. Tears arrive uninvited, blurring our vision and exposing something deeply personal. And yet, for something so universal, crying is strangely rare in the rest of the animal kingdom. From an evolutionary perspective, this is odd. Tears obscure sight, slow us down, and signal vulnerability. In the wild, vulnerability can be deadly. So why did humans keep this trait, refine it, even while most other species did not? To understand why humans cry, we have to travel far back, to a time when survival depended not just on strength or speed, but on connection. Early humans lived in tightly bonded groups. Alone, a human was fragile. Together, they were resilient. Food was shared, children were raised collectively, and danger was faced as a unit. In such a world, communication wasn't just helpful, it was essential. Long before complex language, the body did the talking. Facial expressions, posture, tone of voice, and eventually, tears. Emotional tears are different from the kind that lubricate the eyes or flush out dust. They carry chemical signals, stress hormones, emotional byproducts that subtly communicate inner states. Crying became a kind of honest broadcast. It said, "I am overwhelmed. I need help. I trust you enough to show this." And here's the remarkable part. Crying works. Studies show that when we see someone cry, our brains respond almost instantly. Empathy networks activate, heart rates slow, aggression decreases. Tears disarm us. They soften social boundaries and invite care. In evolutionary terms, this meant a crying individual was more likely to receive support rather than rejection, more likely to survive. Crying also strengthened bonds. When someone cried and was comforted, trust deepened. Over time, groups that responded to vulnerability with care became more cohesive, and cohesion is a powerful survival advantage. Tears didn't just express emotion, they helped build communities. But crying isn't only about asking for help. It also helps us regulate ourselves. Emotional tears can reduce stress, releasing built-up tension and allowing the nervous system to reset. In this way, crying became both a social signal and an internal balancing act, a biological release valve for a complex emotional brain. As human societies grew more intricate, so did our relationship with tears. Different cultures shaped different rules around who could cry, when, and why. Some celebrated tears as a sign of sincerity and depth, others treated them as weakness. Yet despite centuries of social conditioning, crying never disappeared. It couldn't. It was too deeply wired into what we are. Even today, in a world of screens and digital distance, tears still cut through. A crying face on a small screen can feel more real than 1,000 typed words. Because somewhere deep in our evolutionary memory, tears still mean the same thing they always have. This matters. So the next time you cry, whether in private or in front of others, remember that you're not failing. You're participating in an ancient human ritual, one that helped our ancestors survive, one that still connects us, softens us, and reminds us that being human was never about being unbreakable. It was about being seen.